Welcome to IU Sports Media. I'm Payam Ahmadi. The unbeaten streak continues for Indiana men's soccer as they were able to take down Wisconsin 2-1 in double overtime on Saturday. We've got Hannah Miller joining us. Hannah, what are some of the key takeaways from Indiana's win? Yeah, exactly. And let's talk about the freshmen. I mean, we got Mason Toy, lead goal scorer, Griffin Dorsey, huge impact on the offense, Trey Muse in goal. Do you see these freshmen continuing to step up beyond the season, going into the conference tournament and possibly even the College Cup? One more regular season game to go against Michigan State. Do you see this Indiana team going undefeated in the regular season?
Yeah, you know, it was a close battle, but I think that's a great question, Ben, and it comes down to two major components. With the quarterback situation, we've struggled so much last year, and now I think Peyton Ramsey as a starter is a great decision by Tom Allen. He's gaining more and more experience, and I think as he gains more experience, the offense will improve. And the Michigan game was a good opportunity for him. I know he did throw 2 picks, but it was a good opportunity for him to get some experience in overtime. And another major component, Ben, has to be the running game. Running back situation is awful in Indiana. It is very, very poor. I know Morgan Nelson is a freshman, so I understand he is gaining experience, but to start the season against Ohio State with 24 rushing yards is just a poor stat for a Big Ten player. But he is improving as well with the Michigan game. We saw he had a touchdown there. He's 68 yards. I like his chances as they go on forward, but those are two components they have to work on if they want to break through. You know, I honestly love it, Ben, because I think it shows the true measure of an athlete or a team to show how they react to tough situations. And for example, in that onside kick that we saw, Simi Cobbs was not able to get the call that he wanted, but the team reacted by getting the ball back and getting a field goal, taking it to overtime. So I think it really shows the true measure of an organization or a team in general to see how they react when a situation doesn't go their way, because you have to expect that. I'm looking at the #1 team in the polls, Duke. The Blue Devils are going to take it this year. I'm telling you right now. They won the conference last year. They had a little fluke against South Carolina in March Madness. But I love Grayson Allen this year. I think he's going to be huge for them. And Coach K is going to take this team to the next level. Well, like you said, Miles Bridges is one of the best players in the NCAA right now. It's going to be very, very tough, but I'm looking at the Gophers. Minnesota, triple threat, Amir Coffey, a guy you went to high school with, Ben, Nate Mason, Reggie Lynch. This is a very different team than they were 2 years ago. With only 8 wins, and now last year, 3 times as much, they have 24. I think they're a very confident team. Watch out for Michigan as well. I'm a big fan of DJ Wilson. But there are big teams in the Big Ten right now that can contest against Michigan State. I'm looking forward to Indiana this year with Archie Miller. I'm a huge fan of Colin Hartman coming back. I think he's going to be great for them. But we've got to look at Josh Newkirk and see how he does in the starting role. I love what Curtis Jones is doing. I think Duran Davis can be a good replacement for Thomas Bryant. It's going to be tough to replace OG looking on the roster, but I believe in this Indiana team. I'm going to stay hopeful this season, Ben.
Payam, always the best.
Well, on Friday, Archie Miller called his team soft, rightfully so, after they were beat in their first game of the season by the Indiana State Sycamores. Not the way they wanted to start the Miller era. Well, the Boilermakers are cooking up big this season as they take on Marquette tomorrow. We're hoping that IU can maybe take some notes as they face off with a strong Seton Hall this Wednesday. For sports, I'm Payam Ahmadi. Welcome to IU Sports Media. I'm Payam Ahmadi. It was a field goal fiesta in the desert on Sunday as the Arizona Cardinals hosted the San Francisco 49ers. Cards kicker Phil Dawson and Niners kicker Robbie Gould booted 5 field goals each, and those were the only points in regulation for both teams. The game went to overtime, and finally, someone scored a touchdown. Arizona wide receiver Larry Fitzgerald hauled in the winning score, moving the Cardinals' record to 2-2 on the season, while the 49ers dropped to 0-4. For IU Sports Media, I'm Payam Ahmadi.